Whatever I'm doing in my bedroom is my damn business.
That they went to his room, took off their clothes, and kissed consensually.
Dwight Howard coming out saga has taken an increasingly dramatic turn, and the recent revelations may not only rock the steady world of Tinseltown, but also expose some very familiar names right after Dwight publicly admitted participating in a thrilling, intimate adventure involving at least one other man. The word started spreading that Dwight had been spotted in the company of our favorite closeted buddies Diddy and Will Smith. I don't have a problem with anybody living their life. I'm not here to judge. In case you missed this drama, back in July 2021, the former NBA star Dwight Howard found himself accused by a man of a rather serious offense. This person claimed to have had an encounter at Dwight's place, and the basketball star allegedly coerced him into making out with another gentleman dressed as a woman.
I don't have a problem with anybody living their life. I'm not here to judge.
Now it's all been under the wraps of denial of such a cringy activity, but feels like Dwight has finally mustered the courage to tackle these allegations, and you won't believe what he's saying. While he didn't outright deny his shenanigans with the two men, he did assert that everything was consensual.
By introducing him to a man dressed as a woman, Harper said the man called himself Kitty.
But there's a twist in this plot. The court documents filed by the alleged victim tell a different story, one that paints Dwight in a less than flattering light. Consequently, Dwight now finds himself in the legal crosshairs, facing a civil lawsuit Georgia, with his attorney claiming the alleged victim is only hunting for Howard's money. What was a private consensual encounter was made public for profit, and Mr. Howard looks forward to bringing the truth to light in a court of law, while Dwight is out there redefending his personal life and image that are hanging on a thin and breakable thread. The wild rumor mill is working overtime, and it's been now suggested that Dwight has always been a secret member of the elite Hollywood club, among other famous but closeted men like Diddy and Will Smith.
They would never say or do anything to hurt or endanger anyone.
And it's not the end of the allegations amidst the lawsuit that Dwight is facing at. It's also been reported that the former Lakers player is involved in the same horrible activities that are aimed to take advantage of considerably younger individuals. And if you've been following recent Hollywood gossip, you'd know that Diddy and Will Smith have both faced accusations along these lines multiple times. As a result, fans are starting to speculate that this rabbit hole is much deeper and murkier than us initially thought, and Dwight may be a part of some shady connection to these cabs, and this connection may have some intimate nature as well.
Yeah, that is true. Every time I do something.
I bet Diddy and Will Smith have a lot to teach. The rumor about them being fruity is nothing new on social media. However, they have never been openly caught and slapped with a lawsuit, apparently because they normally protect themselves with an agreements. Howard, however, wasn't as witty as his friends. And according to court documents, he basically ethically ed a man called Stephen Harper. As the lawsuit reads, defendant stood up towering over Mr. Harper, grabbed Mr. Harper by the thighs forcibly, removed Mr. Harper's underwear, held Mr. Harper down, and performed non-consensual oral activity on Mr. Harper. So this Stephen alleges that Dwight had proposed an interesting pastime involving Kitty. But this wasn't what he had originally signed up for. Kitty's true identity remains secret, except that this mysterious participant is described as a man dressed as a woman and a friend of Dwight Howard, with whom they have had occasional intimate encounters now and then.
Whatever I'm doing in my bedroom is my damn business.
So S wasn't happy to see that Kitty was in fact another man, and he asked Dwight if he could leave the house, to which the former Lakers player allegedly responded that he was going to proceed regardless, and Stephen had better get on board. Stephen's lawsuit alleges that Mr. Harper was in fear of imminent bodily harm when he was pinned down and forced to remain in place while defendant continued to essay him. According to Stephen, Dwight didn't stop there. He went on to force Stephen into performing a similar act on him. But the details now, it's clear that something shady is happening in Howard's bedroom, and apparently his tricks and activities are very similar to other stories we have heard about other high-profile. To the only possible conclusion, as one person commented, there's a true sickness in Hollywood and our national sports, and another user added, Dwight Howard is sick. I can see why the NBA has backed away from him. As if that wasn't enough, Stephen's lawsuit piles on a list of serious charges against Dwight, and the list of accusations is longer than a working day before the holidays. In his response to these grave accusations, Dwight Howard denied all victims' claims despite the fact there were text messages between them. Howard did acknowledge that Kitty was indeed a man dressed as a woman and that intimate acts involving Stephen Kitty and himself did occur. However, he insisted these acts were consensual. You ain't got to explain that to nobody, no matter what they say now. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Howard is not afraid of facing all these allegations in court, and he even brags to bring the mysterious Kitty as his defendant in his case. As one of Dwight's attorneys stated, what was a private consensual encounter was made public for profit, and Mr. Howard looks forward to bringing the truth to light. A court of law, despite being an easy target due to the subject matter and his status as a celebrity, Mr. Howard chose to trust in the justice system and will rely on all future court filings to speak for themselves now. Apparently, this is going to be a speculate in many ways, and fans are eager to see the person hiding behind Kitty's nickname. As for Dwight, he made it clear that what he does in his bedroom is his business. He slammed people for being nosy. If you want to know what people doing in their bedroom and who they messing with and sleeping with, and it only stirred more rumors that he has something or someone to protect. Apparently, his intimate encounter has a high-profile nature, and Dwight is frequently enjoying the company of some famous people at Diddy's famous men-only parties. Now, Dwight does have the right to keep his personal life private. However, when it comes to scandals like this, it's impossible to be silent. It's been long suspected that Hollywood is not that glitzy as everyone thinks, and under the wraps of glamour, there's something sinister happening every day. And since Dwight is facing some heavy accusations, and as a public figure, some are the public has a right to know if he's potentially involved in a crime. I don't like those people who sit up there and pretend that they are something that they are not. Dwight is definitely right about people being a little too nosy when it comes to personal lives. However, the allegations against him are considerably more serious than just his personal preferences, and given his public persona, there's been a great deal of scrutiny. Several industry figures have chimed in on these allegations. One interesting perspective comes from Mace, who seems to imply that Dwight is trying to downplay the situation by saying it's no one's business what happens in his bedroom. As the Harlem World rapper expressed, what you do in your own personal time has nothing to do with me. It does matter. These are the lies that are going on in society. We tell people it doesn't matter, but behind your back it matters. It matters now. Maze chiming in this story is not occasional, because in the past, he already tried to expose the side of the show business and how he was treated by his ex-boss, Diddy. It didn't take long for me to figure it out. Like, I'm not going to be here with this. I don't care who's here, because now here's where things get even more tangled. The allegations have started surfacing that Dwight might be part of an alleged Hollywood club where influential men throw parties with much younger individuals. This echoes allegations that Diddy, Will Smith, and Dwayne Wade have faced in the past, so fans are starting to speculate whether these Hollywood elite might be connected in some way, as these kinds of allegations have been following them for years. And there's actually an archive from these infamous bashes hidden somewhere. Puff, you got to let me film this. The whole thing need to document this, Playboy. While the juiciest part of this story is yet to come in court, the buzz on social media is that these Hollywood figures might be connected and even enjoying each other's company is growing bigger. Fans are questioning if there's a deeper issue at play here, potentially revolving around control in Hollywood. As one person commented, Dwight Howard clearly has forgotten he's famous, and people are going to know his business whether he likes it or not. That's the price of fame. And another user added, and somehow Will Smith pops up between his sometimes wife and her entanglement. Well, there's certainly something sinister in the show business, and as we know, the whispers and guesses turn out to be true many years later. Now here's the real question for you guys. Has Dwight Howard actually had those affairs with some of Hollywood giants, and will more creepy stories about his bedroom's business come out? Let me know what you're thinking, and in the meanwhile, don't forget to check my other videos.